you doing? Good, how are you? That was fun last night.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. You guys enjoy last night's gig? Tell your friends next time, for God's sakes. See you in a bit. Hey, Billy. Hey, Steve. You're rattling. Hey, Mike. Right, you lot. It's Sunday, I'm tired. What do you want?
Hi, it's Janelle again. I have a little backstory here. I've watched you in a few villain movies like White Collar, Charm, Medium, and you played more of the villains. I guess you even played as a lawyer. I guess that could be a villain, right? So what villain.
Heroes.
Well, what I'm wondering is how you felt about going from the king of hell to a softer king, you're almost like hero in Supernatural, and how you felt about being cut short instead of going all the way to season 15.
Why are you calling me short? Just because they're tall doesn't make me short. How do I feel? It's good. I went off and did Doom Patrol. Something you should watch. It is what it is. It's always going to be what it is. How did you feel about it?
I actually didn't mind you going from villain to hero, but I was kind of upset that they cut you short, and I really was expecting you to go all the way to season 15.
Keep calling me short. We're not going to get very far.
No, they cut the season.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun while it lasted. I mean, I went for one episode. I stayed 8 years. That's enough.
So how did you feel going from like hardcore villain to
You keep using the word villain. I've never played a villain in my life. I've been the hero of every story I've ever been in.
in White Collar, you were in
White Collar, I was a hero.
Medium.
Yeah.
You, by the way, that was excellent acting because you gave me the chills when I watched Medium.
Well, dead serial killer that makes serial killers is kind of interesting. Yeah, fun. But thank you, I appreciate it. I still never played a villain. Never happened. Next!
Hi Mark, I loved watching you play the drums last night. There was such joy on your face. It was wonderful. When did you start drumming? And I know that you had a band and everything. How did you get into music and drumming?
I was playing since I was 12, which is a long time ago. 48, 49 years ago, so I've been playing a long time. I love it, I've always liked it. The opportunity I get to do it, I do it. It's all Billy Moran's fault. Because he was like, between Adam, and Billy was like, why don't you get up and play? I'm like, no, I'm good. And I got up and played, and they were like, oh, you play? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, do you want to do something where you're playing? And so we put our heads together and came up with Saturday Night Special, which I thought was brilliant. So it's been a lot of fun doing that over the years, and that blossomed into doing other things. And I went back out on tour with people I played with in the 80s, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. Billy and I have been playing, and they keep inviting me back, so I must be doing something right. So I do love it though, you're right. The look on my face is pure joy, so that's the fun part. What can I do for you?
Hello. I'm wondering if you have been given a sign name yet, because if you haven't, I have one to give you.
A what name?
A sign name. It's like sign language. Calling bullshit all the time.
It's not balls, that's bollocks in English language. I win. You can't pick a nickname for yourself, it just doesn't work. Other people have to pick it for you, so that's just the way it goes. What do you want? When do you want it?
Hi, my name is Jax, and I was wondering if your character Crowley had a spin-off show, what would be the name of it, and what would be the plot?
It would be a sitcom, 30 minutes long, called Oh Crowley. And pretty much the punchline every 3 minutes would be, Oh Crowley. That's it. That's all it is. Just a bunch of people looking at Crowley and going, Oh Crowley. It's my life, really. I think that's what it would be. What do you want?
Hi, what's your favorite tattoo you've ever got?
I only have one. I have one tattoo. Goes everywhere. Okay. Well, this is going to go really fast. We'll be done in 15 minutes. It's great.
Hi, my name is Chloe, and I was wondering if you had to communicate using only lines from your shows, which ones would you use most often?
Using what?
Only lines from your shows.
Be a bit weird walking around going, where's your moose every 3 seconds? I don't know. I like a lot of the lines. I said this yesterday. It was I did a convention, a creation convention, where everyone was holding up a paddle with different lines that said in the series, and it was about 80 or 100 of them, and it was magical because I could remember the context of each of those things. And there's an awful lot of writers on Supernatural that spend an awful lot of time trying to find me things to say, which I enjoy greatly. Trying to make sense out of the craziest stuff, you know. No one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture you'll be tortured with, etc., etc., etc. I don't know. What's your favourite line of mine?
Hello, boys.
No, lower.
Hello, boys.
No, lower.
Hello, boys.
Lower.
Hello, boys.
So sad. Listen. Hello, boys. Go on.
Hello, boys.
Doesn't change. Next.
Hi, Mark. If you could be on any celebrity game show, which one would you be on? And
I
why?
wouldn't. Next. He's got to tell you, 15 minutes. What?
Hey, how are you? You know, I was always drawn to the witty dialogue, and you know, I was wondering how much of the character that you played as Crowley was your personality versus the writing.
Sorry, it's chocolate break. Ooh, you know how much I love you right now. Proper chocolate. Sorry, what were you saying? Something important?
How much of the character Crowley was your personality versus the writers?
What do you mean versus the writers?
Versus the writers writing the dialogue.
Oh, you think I'm just going to stand there and make it all up? Makes the plot a little difficult to follow if I do that. No, I had some wonderful writers who would just think of the stupidest things that they could possibly put on paper and give them to me and go, wonder what Mark's going to do with this. So I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was so much fun to play with the language. What's your favorite line?
A whore is a whore is a whore is a whore.
Yeah. Said yesterday my favorite one was my mother-in-law's favorite line. When, you know, Gerald was talking about, you know, my mother used to stuff out cigarettes on my forehead and stuff. It was just like, nobody cares, Jim. I just think it's the coldest, meanest line of the whole series. Nobody cares, Jim. True. Nobody cares. Appreciate it, though. What do you want?
Hi.
Oh, so good.
You've talked in the past in interviews about how you don't love the Beatles, and I was wondering.
Hate the Beatles.
What? No, you hate them, yeah.
Yeah, luckiest band in the world. Love John Lennon. Huge John Lennon.
So that's my question, because a lot of other artists hold up Ringo Starr as the drummer to listen to. So I'm wondering what your influences were and kind of what you think of Ringo.
It's not my wheelhouse. When I was a kid, I was listening to what was then called black music. That's what it was called. And it wasn't that fashionable, but those were the guys that moved me and made me want to play what I wanted to play. A lot of the musicians that I've loved come from that era of music and that background of music. So, you know, Stats and Motown and Atlantic and those years and the Muscle Shoals era and that stuff is really important to me. And it has swing and it's sexy and it's, you know, you can make babies to it. You can't make babies to the Beatles music.
So do you have a favorite artist from that genre that you would recommend?
I have hundreds of favorite artists from that genre. I mean, I think music should make you want to procreate, kill, drive faster, cry, just do something to you. Those things. When was the last time you heard somebody sing like Aretha? You know, you got all these pop stars, all these amazing, massive pop stars. Who sings like Aretha? Who sings like Etta James? Who sings like, I mean, it's just different. It's different. And I think we'll move back towards excellence at some point. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important to realize that. But I always thought the Beatles were the luckiest band in the world. Luckiest band in the world. I mean, they were only a band for like 7 or 8 years or something. But just not my thing. And it was a very Anglophile thing. There were bands at the same time that I thought were a lot more interesting. I'm more interested in the Kinks than I am in the Beatles. So, it's just one of those things, you know. It's just what I grew up with. I never wanted to play Beatles music. And it's funny that most of the musicians I played with, Robin Hitchcock and those guys, were massive Beatles fans. And just not me, just not my thing. Never wanted to be Ringo. Kind of cool. Yeah.
Howdy. Did you have your singular tattoo while you played Crowley? And if you did, how long did it take to cover with makeup?
Well, the only time I ever covered my tattoos, or tattoo, was when I was doing the massage scene. And what happened was I went to go do Walker Independence, and it's also Warner Brothers, CW, and they were like, well, we have always had tattoo issues because of what happened. But Ed Helms' face in The Hangover 2, they put Tyson's tattoo on his face. And the guy sued quite rightly because it's his intellectual property. It's not Tyson's property, it's the artist's property. So I got my artist to sign a waiver from Warner Brothers and send it in. And so in Walker, you can actually see my tattoos. But they're contemporaneous from 1720 onwards. It's traditional Japanese tattooing. I don't have, you know, Mum and Dad and Manchester United written on the back. So it's kind of easy to do. But the only time they had to slap makeup on me was the massage scene. Kind of fun. Remember that? Oh yeah.
Hi Mark, my name's Anthony. I know a lot of actors will sometimes have a process or do rituals to get into the headspace of their characters before they go on and start filming.
Who the hell does that?
I'm not an actor, so. But
like a lot of astronauts wear diapers. I mean, what was
well, was there anything you did or that you do, you know, before you go on and start filming to get?
None of your damn business. Yeah, read the script. That's the first thing I do. Like, oh my God, how am I going to say this stuff? No, I mean, it's living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. That's what it is. Trying to live as truthfully as you can under imaginary circumstances. I mean, I haven't killed 6 or 7 billion people in my time. A few, but not that many. Bored most of them to death. But, no, dude, imagination is the most beautiful tool. This is going fast, it's good. I'm actually answering questions, that's so not what I do. What do you want?
What is your worst fear?
Running out of chocolate. What's yours?
Public speaking.
Well, that screwed me right out of that. I'm thinking about it. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? You know, there's a trick to it. You know, everybody says, oh, imagine everyone naked. That doesn't work. It's kind of scary. What it is just talk to one person. That's what public speaking should be. Find one person and you talk to them. Then everything else works. You find somebody else and talk to them. It's one of the greatest things about doing this. When I make television with 150 of my friends, and we all tell each other how good we are and how fantastic it was, etc. And then we get on with what we're doing and messing about and creating stuff for the gag reel that we shouldn't be doing, etc., etc., etc. But when I get to do this, I get to see your faces, I get to see the reaction, I get to see how you feel. You're nodding your head, it has a reaction. It's an incredible thing, it's a very organic thing. So in public speaking, if I'm ever speaking to tens or thousands of people, just pick somebody you want to talk to and talk to them. It's really cool. It's the easiest way to get through it. Good idea? Try it, it works. Hey.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
So, a few years back, you did a campaign where you did the picture on your shirt that said, even when I lose, I win, and the campaign went towards diabetes research. And first of all, I want to thank you because I have a daughter who at 14 was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And
My son was at 7.
Exactly. So my question is, as a parent of a child with such a horrific disease, one of so many, don't get me wrong, how do you cope with that as a parent and deal with, all of the possibilities?
You don't. Look each day as it comes. There's people way, way darker situations than mine. So you find a way of trying to normalize it and make it as good as it can be. If I could take my son's diabetes away, I would have done. If I could have swapped with him, I would have done, But you can't, so you just try to find a normal. Try to get to a normal, and that be the standard. And once that's it, my son went really low the other day. I put his Dexcom on my phone. I just called him up and said, "You good?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm good." And that's it. He's 20 years old, and he takes care of himself. But I still have that same feeling. Might as well make a phone call, right? So that's a normal for me. Just make it a normal, and it's less scary. Is that good? Yeah.
Hello. I wanted to ask if you would share one of your favorite Crowley moments from the show.
I have so many. I'm not joking. I have so many Crowley moments that I enjoyed. There's so much that this show has given to me. Think about it. Let alone the work. The work was so much fun to do. The people, hanging out with those people, getting up, going through a gate in the morning and saying hi to the gate light, going into breakfast, seeing all the crew that I know, finding out what's going on with them and their kids and what's happening this week, etc. And then sort of slowly rolling yourself around onto the stage and going doing a blocking rehearsal for the scene, and then going to the trailer getting changed, and then going into hair and makeup and saying good morning, finding out what's going on with them and their kids and their lives, and then ambling back to the set as all these things have been set up and people working, and then going to work, and it's a wonderful thing. And that would be enough. That would be a fantastic thing to do. But then you add to it this. This is the gravy. I get to see my audience. I get to see the aftermath of what it is that we did. I get to see the reaction to what it is that we did. And it's given me so much. It really has given me such a huge opening up of my life, my purview, traveling the world and interacting with people all over the world. In the strangest times I'm recognized. Doing the most ordinary things. Somebody would talk about supernatural or one of the other things I've done. And it's magical. I love it. I truly, truly love it. It changed my life. I'd always been in somewhat popular shows and known for being in genre shows that people really love and were very, very serious about. But this one is different. This is, you know, I mean, it's funny when you've been whisked off into an emergency room and everybody as you go through the doors going, Crowley! You know, like, this is the strangest, we can't explain this to people. What happened? I don't know. Apparently I'm dying. It's kind of cool. But it's, yeah, it's kind of magical. So to pick out one thing would be very odd, I think. It's just the whole thing is just magical to me. What the hell's that? F-16 is coming in. So they just opened EWR. Hey.
Hi, so I'm going to England soon, and I was wondering where I should go, what I should do.
Well, if you go to England, it's a good idea if you actually go to England. What do you mean? You have no plans? You're going to go all the way to England, you don't know where you're going?
I mean, I'm going on a tour, but like, what do you recommend I do?
Follow the tour, because otherwise you get lost. What sort of tour are you going on?
I think it's a pro tour. It's like in 3 months, so I'm going in mid-August.
You're going in mid-August. Are you going to London?
Yes, and I'm also going to Ireland and Scotland.
Hold on, you're going to Ireland as well? That's the most beautiful place in the world, so that's good. Scotland, a bit ragged, whatever. Really short people with red hair. You excited? You're partly Irish. There's 2 types of people in the world. Those that are Irish and those that want to be. So you know. But go follow, have fun, and next time you go, you'll be able to go by yourself. Right? Is that fun part? Cool. You'll be fine. You'll be on a tour. They'll look after you. Just don't get lost. You're only little.
Thank you.
Your Ruth songs. It should be great, Tom. Your Ruth songs. They're all Ruth songs. What do you want?
Hi. My question is, if you, like, we all know that most of the main cast is really, really tall, and if you were to be taller than Jensen and Jared and Misha for a day, would you want them to shrink to below your height, or for you to grow, and what would you do?
What is wrong with you? You literally thought this up as a question. Why?
I was curious.
No, you're just combative and difficult. What is it you really want to know?
Well, now I'm scared.
That's the plan.
I don't know.
Shorter than me. Not by much, but you are. See? There you go. Next!
Hi, so my friend Allison, who works here, is
You're just boasting now. I've got a friend.
well, she would like to say hi to you because she's on FaceTime because she's supposed to work this on and she could not.
Oh, okay. Interesting story, bro. Go on.